Hello, dear friends. So, I always ask myself that what kind of value I'm going to provide my students when I make these discussions, these editorial discussions. So, first thing I face is tracking IR development. So, being a teacher, when I track IR development or any kind of political developments, I see that there are thousands of development taking place within a month. So, it is practically not viable for students to track all those developments. So being a student of political science, what we supposed to do? The first thing is this: we should not be concerned about tracking IR developments on day-to-day basis. Second thing is this: what we can focus on the core IR theories and concepts. This is what we're supposed to do. So when we read editorial, our orientation should be understanding the key theoretical assumptions and how those are being applied in any kind of text we are going through. So this is the key idea behind these editorial discussion, and this is what I want to convey to you people. Now this editorial is about India Pakistan relations. So we are going to explore the theoretical dimensions given in this editorial. So while we are exploring the conflict and competition in a given scenario, we are going to link with the prominently we are going to link with realism. And when we are exploring the areas of cooperation and collaborations, these are the liberal theories and most prominently liberal theories, and we can also take help of social constructivism. Now see, if you are going to read this editorial in Indian Express, you are going to find out there are several conflict happening between India and Pakistan. So if we have to see this conflict, we can say that what a realist says, that state are in the constant struggle with each other for securing their national interest. And what is the prime national interest for the state? It is their security. So states are power hungry. They are in constant struggle with each other for securing their interest. So this is the explanation of from the realist perspective. Now you are going to read one statement in this editorial, that Pakistan consider any progress on bilateral cooperative mechanism as a trap. So this is how policymakers in Pakistan treat any development taking place in the bilateral relations as a trap. So we can apply social constructivism here, that it is the interaction between the states that creates identity and nation interest. So when you are considering that development taking place as a trap, you are going to respond in that manner only. So this is how they are perceiving anarchy. It is some kind of assessment that we see anarchy of friends then differently than anarchy of enemies. So in this assessment, you are treating India as an enemy state, and on the basis of that, even if they are putting some kind of efforts for ensuring cooperation and collaboration, you are treating that as a trap. So for social constructivism, you can apply this dimension, and this is how it happens. When you are writing example for social constructivism theory, you can write this, and when you are writing this argument, you can link with the social constructivism. This is how you're supposed to do. Now for liberal explanations, there are certain mechanism which was being initiated, that structured and integrated dialogue mechanism, and this was done through the composite dialogue which happened in 1998, started in 1998, then happened during 2004 and 8 and 2010. So what is the key argument by liberals? They believe and they have firm faith in human reason, human rationality, and they say that it is human reasons that can deliver freedom and justice in international relations. And it is said by Locke, Bentham, and other philosophers. So these development, these summits, state leaders visiting the other state, they reflect these efforts for initiating collaborations. We can also explore complex interdependence, that we want to initiate some kind of uh, uh, cooperation and collaborations in those areas where we can see the more cooperation instead of conflict. So those area of low politics given more prominence than the areas of high politics, that is military engagement. And this is also directly related with neoliberalism, where efforts for cooperation in areas like economic cooperation was being given more prominence. And if we explore functionalism and neo-functionalism, which is based on the idea of building piece by pieces, or the concept of spillover, here we can see that there are certain areas on which we are having composite dialogue, that is humanitarian matters cooperations in areas, certain areas. So these are the functional areas where we can initiate the larger collaboration, and this can be done on the platform like Stark. So we should, when we are writing about way forward and areas of cooperation, we must mention these theories. This is what we're supposed to do. Now when it comes to the essence and crux of that editorial, we see these dimensions, that why India Pakistan conflict still continues. So neither the comprehensive engagement which has been happening, and nor the kinetic force which we applied through our hyper realist posture. So these are our strategic community approach to engage with Pakistan. So if they are indulging in state sponsored terrorism, we adopt hyper realist posture by attacking the Pakistan, by keeping Indus Water Treaty in suspension. So this reflects hyper realist posture. And if we are engaging with them comprehensively, this is the liberal posture, or Nehruvian approach, we can say that. Nehruvian approach. So these are how we are approaching India Pakistan relations. So now, even we are engaging them comprehensively or using kinetic force, it is not deterring Pakistan to use terror and indicating its desire to keep India on its defense. So we are not being offensive, we are just being defensive. We want to secure our own interest, that is our national security. Now it has been willing to sacrifice economic stability but unwilling to give up confrontation. So this reflects the irrational politics from the Pakistan side, and we can link this with the democratic peace theory, which says that countries which are democratic, they are being pressurized by public opinion, and the rulers which hardly indulge in any kind of conflict because of pressure of public opinion. And in this particular editorial, in the last paragraph, you would read that they are saying that uh, that Pakistan side, they are not deterred by any kind of pressure on ruling class. So this reflects the key idea of democratic peace theory. Now what is the current approach adopted by India for uh, with respect to this dynamic? So we are adopting kinetic action. Kinetic action means taking proactive military actions if they are indulging any kind of state sponsored terrorism. This is what we have seen in Pulwama Pahalgam terror attack. So and this reflects our hyper realist posture for retaliating. Now suspension of Indus Water Treaty, this is reflect that even though we had this engagement on water sharing issues, but we suspend when they reflect such kind of attitude, maintaining the stand that talks and terrors cannot go together. So while you are writing the answer, even if you write 5 to 6 these point linking with the theory, your job is done. Now way forward and suggestions given in this editorial. So if I suggest you, whenever you are writing these way forward or suggestions, you should use liberalism or neoliberalism. Then you can also use social constructivism, or security community, that is part of sociological liberalism itself, security community by Carl Deutsch, or functionalism, building piece by pieces. So these dimension you can use, reflecting that if we engage economically or in certain areas like disaster management, flood control, or scientific collaborations, students exchanges program. So these, with these areas we can consolidate our relations with Pakistan. Now, in this editorial, it has been said PM should comprehensively engage with Pakistan, managing a recalcitrant neighbor which has nuclear power. So we should engage with Pakistan. So that has been the prime suggestions. Assessing the Pakistan willingness and engaging it for evolving a robust mechanism to handle the humanitarian matters. This is we can link with the functionalism approach, that there are areas which are low in conflict, or we can say there are less stakes of power struggle. So we should have more and more engagement in those matters. Pakistan must be convinced through the international community pressure to dismantle its terrorist infrastructure. So these are three suggestions given in this editorial. This is what we're supposed to do. So if you are writing your answers, make sure that you write what are the key issue, key challenges, then what is our current approach, and what is supposed to do, linking with the theoretical dimension. This is what you're supposed to do. I hope it made sense to you. Enjoy and keep learning.